marketing director. Hang on, I'm getting all these things here. Okay, Jamie, I mean, lit up, literally lit up the stage at conference. She hosted Saturday. She has given the nickname to Sean Hopkins, Boss. We're all supposed to call him Boss now. But Jamie, talk to us a little bit about what your stage experience was, but more than that, talk to us about Sean, center stage, what he said.
Well, the great thing about Sean Hopkins is he has been one of the long timers and lifers of Juice Plus. So he's grown with the company. He's grown in the seasons of high and the seasons of growing pains. And so what I'll start out by saying that on Thursday night, excuse me, he invited the core group of the Healthy Living affiliates, group, who are working for about the last year. He invited us to a special reception into his suite along with other members of the C-suite, corporate staff. And it was a very humbling experience, and that I've never been invited to something like that before. But the purpose was to thank us. The purpose was to recognize the efforts that we've been putting in as a group to really promote the message of the customer journey, the message of the business journey. And so he was very clear with us that night that the health of the company is moving in a great direction, and that they're going to get really streamlined and focused on 3 particular targets for the company moving forward. The first being messaging, which is exciting because that's code for marketing. They're going to put a lot of time and energy and resources into marketing the Juice Plus product and business even better than we have before. The second thing is that they're developing a new product. Not certain exactly what that is. He alluded to it a little bit, but I'm not going to say something and then have it go viral and it not be true. So just know that the company is looking to add on additional products that fall in alignment with our plant-based message. And then the third thing that they're focusing on is the continual upgrading of our IT and technology presence. And that was very encouraging because sometimes when you're the jack of all trades, you're the master of none. And the board has really given the direction to the corporate staff. You got to eliminate and trim the fat and get really super hyper focused on these three initiatives. So that was really exciting to hear. What I got to experience from Sean was the personal side of him. And I shared with him a conversation. Listen, we've been in a little bit of transition with our leadership. The company needs to see who you are and your heart, and nothing better showcased than it was his decision to get that singer. The backstory behind that was super cool. When I was on a conversation with him and Stephen Millman on Zoom, he actually stopped our conversation. He's like, guys, I'm stoked about this. I want to show you what I found. And his words were, you got to listen to the words, because I think this perfectly describes as a community where we are right now. So I just thought that was I like seeing the human side of Sean Hopkins. And I'm excited for his leadership to continuously take us into the next era. I do believe we are going to be transitioning into a more modern, more elevated, and more savvy approach to getting our message out there, both product and business.
Yeah, I was so fabulous seeing him on stage. I felt that the shackles were off and he was stepping into his power. And I am just so glad that he is leading us, because we are moving in the right direction. Thank you, Jamie. And you were, thumbs up, everybody who loved watching Jamie Cantrell on stage. She looked so good, so strong. Thank you, my darling. Talk to you later. All right, one of the things that we did at this conference that we've not done in a long time, they were called learning labs. And it was an opportunity for smaller groups to get together to, just buckle your seatbelts and get into the trenches and learn and grow. And these learning labs, like 440 people could attend, a lab, and every single one was packed out to capacity. So one of the learning labs was John Gordon, and that lab was especially for leadership, QSSC, SSC, and I think QNMD. And it was packed out. So I've asked Abby Nowlin, to come forward and talk about Learning Labs with John. And of course, he was main stage too. What were some of your takeaways, Miss Abby?
All right, y'all. I've got some notes here, so I'm gonna read through those here. So, John Gordon is focused all on leadership, and I'm gonna tell you whether you're a leader in this company or you're just getting started. The people that follow you are watching you, and you're a leader in your sphere. And so, these practical and amazing takeaways from him apply to you no matter where you are in our business. So, as a positive leader, you want to carry a telescope and a microscope with you on your journey. The telescope helps you and your team keep your eyes on your vision, the North Star, in the big picture. The microscope helps you zoom focus on the things you must do in the short term to realize the vision in your telescope. If you only have a telescope, then you'll be thinking about your vision all the time and dreaming about the future, but not taking the necessary steps to realize it. If you only have a microscope, then you'll be working hard every day, but setbacks and challenges will likely frustrate and discourage you because you'll lose sight of the big picture. You need to frequently pull out your telescope to remind yourself and your team where you are going, and you'll need to look through your microscope daily in order to focus on what matters most and follow through on your commitments. Together, they will help you take your team and organization where you want to go. Okay, so this is on taking action, and then I have just a few more, Terry, and then I'll hand it back over to you. To create the future, you have to be able to see it. If you can see it, you can create it. Answer the following questions. So take a second and write these down. I can also put them in the chat. Where are you going? What is your vision for yourself and your team? Question number 2, what is holding you back from getting there? Number 3, what are 3 Zoom-focused actions you need to take to get there? Now, meet with your team, a team member or a friend, and do this exercise together. Share your vision with each other and talk about why it matters. So another thing that John talked about was how love is more powerful than fear. Love the process. Focus on loving people and fall in love with the process. I think we can often get so focused on the promotion and the club level and this that we lose sight of the process and how we're growing and shaping in the meantime. So don't expect anything in return as you do this business and you love people, but it will come back tenfold. That's what John says. Focus on others more than yourself. When we are serving and sacrificing, it is not always recognized. And then what's your caring trademark? So this was something he asked all of us. So focusing on the care aspect, love, serve, care, which, lines up really with love, serve, grow from Bob Heilig. So what's your caring trademark? So what's something that sets you apart when it comes to taking care of people? And then the last thing I'll leave you with is we are meant to go through life with power and peace. So he was amazing.
Wow. We could do a whole breakout on how you go through life with power and peace. Boy, I want to unpackage that in the next couple of weeks. Abby, thank you. He was just delightful. I love the whole story about the airplane. We won't get into that, but I have never heard of anything like that in my entire life. Abby, thank you, my darling. All right, we're moving over to another partner who's in her car driving to Abilene. Carly Kelly, it was so much fun spending time with you at conference. Okay, I wanted to know, because you made the decision at the very last minute to come to Phoenix. We didn't even know you were coming. It was like, oh my gosh, there's Carly, hi. All right, I know that one of the Learning Labs blew your hair back and it's changed your DMO and your focus. You want to share what that is, my darling? Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Yes. Well, can y'all hear me like this?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I told my kids, I coached them the whole way here to try to be quiet when I'm talking, and they just started whining. So we'll see how this goes. So Terry was asking me, how did conference shape your DMO? And I said, well, first of all, it gave me one. It's been a few years. I've kind of ebbed in and out. And seriously, though, Stacy Whitmer's Learning Lab was amazing. The very first thing I did, and it was just amazing from there on out. So first things first, conference reminded me to show up daily. So here we are traveling to Abilene, stopped at a gas station so I can talk to y'all for a few minutes. So how am I going to show up daily? Whenever Terry asks me to talk on the call, I'm going to stop and talk on the call. And then Stacy, a couple things that she talked about was a success flow chart. So she had 3 different lists. The first one being a memory jogger. Anyone that comes to mind, you write them down. Anyone you see, write them down on the memory jogger. You get your hot hands list and you move 10 people over there. Those are 10 people that you're going to be focusing on. And then if they are ready to order, become a partner, move them to your success list. If they're not ready right now, move them back to your memory jogger and get another name from the memory jogger to move to the hot hands list. Y'all, shh, we can hear you. The second thing, time blocking. I clearly have a lot that's going on. And so I look at my week, or used to before I heard Stacy, used to look at my week and think, I'm too busy. I don't have time to do that. I'll do Juice Plus whenever I get some time. And then that time never comes. And so what Stacy said, she looks at her entire year. We've got a spring conference and a fall conference. She writes them on her calendar. And then she looks at the different events throughout the year. Where is she going to go? What does she want to do? Plugs those into a calendar. And then she looks at the weekly. We all have different things we're taking our kids to. Some of us have other jobs. We have to go to the grocery store. You got to sleep at some point. Write that down. And if you're in the car, that's not time that you're going to be texting a friend. Write that down in your time block also. And so the way that I'm showing up daily is I'm going to use the memory jogger list, the hot hands list, hopefully move them to success list very quickly. But I'm going to use the time blocking as well. And I'm going to start with the yearly. So I've already got my conference ticket for Charlotte, and I've already got my hotel room for that. And then starting after tomorrow, starting on Wednesday, I'm going to be looking at the rest of the week, and we'll actually time block. How much time do I have for Juice Plus? And then if it's an hour, I'll break that into 15-minute chunks, maybe 5 or 10-minute chunks, just kind of depending on what I need to get done. And it's going to be easy for me to do one conversation a day because I'll have the memory jogger and the hot hands list. So it all kind of goes together.
You know, Carly, what you just reminded me of is that old saying that says, treat it like a business and it will pay you like a business. And that's what Stacy's whole breakout, I'm going to call it a breakout, was about. This is treating this like a business. It's elevating the conversation and elevating the game. Thank you, Carly. Please be careful out there driving and listening to these calls. Okay. We appreciate you. It was so good to see you. And I know that I'm going to see a lot of you in the near future. All right. Moving on. Stephanie Fletcher. Where are you, baby girl? Okay. Stephanie Fletcher.
Right next to your head.
Yeah. See, I can't see myself. Okay. There you are. All right. I know that when we talked this morning, Stephanie, you were very curious about what was going to be going on with marketing and where we've come from and where we're going and all that. You want to kind of illume a little bit about that for us?
Yes. So as you guys know, we've been in commercials on TV, regular TV. It's unbelievable. So what that's doing is really just giving us a lot of brand awareness. So getting out into the public so that people can have this recognition. In fact, I think, was I telling you guys a story about having this sweatshirt with Juice Plus? I bought a cooler for the summer that says Juice Plus on the back, because I'm telling you guys, this keeps happening. I just took the other day a picture of somebody's car because I was like, oh, I could use that kind of service. So I took a picture to get a hold of them later. So brand awareness is really a thing. So make sure you guys are ordering your Juice Plus gear. Just, it doesn't have to be like, hat, shirt, all the things, but just something that you guys are wearing to kind of have that recognition, because that's what they're doing. They're helping us drive people to the website. And this is really, really, really important. And my mother is going to tell you why, because she had the perfect example of this recently. Mom.
Yes. So the other day, I've been hearing about how anyone who's qualified, when there are people that come and inquire about Juice Plus from the commercial, they will go on to the Juice Plus, website, that they are going to funnel those leads to us. So anyone who's qualified. And I had gotten a lead from another way, but I got this lead and I was so excited because I had kind of stepped off the wagon a little bit and had not gotten, I wasn't qualified, but boy, I tell you, you want to be qualified because that's a customer just given to you. It really is. And so be sure to follow up with those customers. But yeah. So if you
Yeah.
don't know what being qualified is, if you are new to the business, be sure and ask your upline.
So
Yes.
upline, Stephanie, what does it take to be qualified?
Yeah, so QSCs or above, right? So if you're a qualified sales coordinator, that's number 2. So your partner, then partner plus, that first 3 orders, 900 points. And then when you're a qualified sales coordinator, if you are generating 1,800 points every month, then you can be a qualified business. So now if you are a first-time qualifier, or if you've been qualified after a long period of time, you're also getting a bonus. I mean, you guys, they're paying us like out the wazoo for all these different things, and all of these commercials that they're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to bring
Millions.
to us are generating us leads. Okay. So that's why it's super important to get to that second level, right? So you're earning a higher percentage of commission, then you're earning leads, which are just free to you. And then I was gonna say something. Oh, so by the way, this is generating tons of, I think it's like 68% more of clicks onto our website since commercials. And they're not stopping there. If you guys have recently seen on social media, which I think, there's a lot of people that, like, I don't watch regular TV, but I watch Netflix and Hulu, and I'm on social media a lot, right? So I've been seeing these commercials. I freaked out the first day. I was like, what? We're here. It's like a free advertisement on social media, which you also have to pay for. And there was like 400 comments on the bottom of this social media advertisement. So let me be clear that they are getting the word out there. It's our job, though, to also tell people what we do, right? And what we are selling. Because if you stay quiet and you're like, I don't want to sell and I don't want people to know, well, then you're not getting leads. So get on out there.
That's pretty straightforward. Is there anybody that did not understand that message? Okay. All right. So this is the season. The campaigns are not stopping. The company is going to funnel millions of dollars into this. So get qualified, guys. Step up, reach up, be bold, tell your story, be a part of this movement. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, so I thought I would pick at least one partner who was attending conference for the very first time. Tasha Edgerly from Oregon. Where are you, Tasha? Can you unmute yourself?
I'm here.
Okay, girly, there she is in her cap. Hi, honey. It was so nice hugging you in person. Okay,
My
so,
hair's just bad. That's why it's in a hat.
oh, I think all of us that were in Phoenix just need to go to bed early. I'm going to tell you that right now. We're all the night of the
Yes.
living dead. Okay, so Tasha, first, well, you're relatively new. What have you been? You've been a partner less than a year. Okay, you're a QSC. You're very close to sales coordinator. First time conference. Talk to me about what was your experience?
First, I just want to say that all of you just this just shed light even more on the community that we have here and the love that we have within our group. Honestly, it brought me to tears when I was there. I was like, this group of people is my people. That was huge for me. What really hit me the most at conference, there was a speaker, her NMD speech, which is a whole thing in itself. Seeing them in person is so much more than, I mean, they're beautiful listening to them on the computer, but to hear someone's voice and to hear the power behind that is incredible. One of the speeches, mom said that she lost herself when she had her kids. And that's truly how I felt. I didn't know who I was anymore. And I found myself in Juice Plus with the support of you guys and the beauty of the product. I really appreciated John Gordon's story about telling his daughter that she's unstoppable, because to tell someone they're unstoppable is incredible. And it doesn't matter who they are or where they're at in life. To just be like, you're unstoppable would give them the courage to keep going, which is how I felt. The story wasn't even to me or about me, but just hearing you're unstoppable so many times made me feel unstoppable. So every part of conference just made everything about Juice Plus possible. And then there was another speaker. She asked us to look at ourselves in our phone, which was a weird experience. But she said, whatever word comes to you when you first look at yourself, that's your word for the year. And my word was capable. And it's amazing what comes to you when you're just looking at yourself and you're like, what am I going to do? I truly feel like I'm capable because of you guys, because of the support and the love and just everything that I got from conference. I bought my ticket that day. I was like, this is it. I got to buy my ticket. Like, I will be there in North Carolina. It was just huge. I would never miss one again unless I absolutely have to.
Tasha, thank you. And you are unstoppable. Imagine if we spoke that truth to everyone that we met, to speak that truth into someone's life and into someone's heart. Thank you, Tasha, because you've just blessed each and every one of us. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love working with you, honey. Okay. All right. I think we're going to move over from Oregon. We're going to dip down into California. And Janelle Kazarian. All right. Janelle is a sales coordinator. But Janelle, it was so much fun seeing you in person again and spending time with you. And I kind of asked you to kind of not maybe recap, but what were maybe some things that John Blair said on stage? And if you want to set the stage for John Blair, what did you learn that you didn't know before?
Oh, quite a few things. I am a sales coordinator, but I'm an old girl because I've been with Juice Plus for 20 years. So seeing John Blair up there, I felt like I was, old school. He walked us through the history of Juice Plus, and I had heard most of it, except for the Ark of the Covenant story and the cuckoo. That was interesting. Someone else can maybe tell that whole story at another date. But what stood out to me as he was going through and the bottles going up, and I didn't have the first bottle, but I had the second and then all the rest. And I had the cassette tapes and I had I faxed in orders. And so to kind of see that history, and for people who are just starting, you might think it's difficult, but it's magically simple now. But more than that, the fortitude, the heavy or impossible task that Jay Martin gave to John Blair to find a new product that was unique and effective and streamline or mainstream. John Blair saying that, thinking it was a unicorn, that it could not be found. And the time and the patience to wait for Juice Plus and all the intricacies of how that happened. And I felt encouraged because that waiting and timing and praying and listening literally for God to bless this impossible thing. Even though I've been around for 20 years and I am a sales coordinator, this whole piece about timing and when the right time it's a go was so encouraging to me. And I feel connected. I felt connected to the process, and I felt not apologetic anymore to say I am just a sales coordinator and I've been here 20 years and I should be. No, I should be right where I am. And I'm totally excited about what God has for me, because all of this feels very comfortable now for maybe the first time in 20 years.
Whoa. All right, everybody, we're going to give that up. How many feel the same way that Janelle feels coming off of Phoenix and experiencing Phoenix? You know, same thing. I think we're all experiencing that level of renewal. Thank you, Janelle. Appreciate you so, so much. All right, now we're going to swing back over to Texas, because I asked Holly Morris, Presidential Marketing Director, if she would share a little bit about the campaign that's going on right now and why it's still time and it's perfect for this week. Holly, what you got?
You guys, yes, you guys, we have 6 days left to get this word out. 6 days to get the word out that you could get $174 worth of free product. That's huge, right? Who is not going to have their eyes open and their ears tuned in if you say, hey, would you be interested in $174 worth of free product? Tell me more, right? So how does that work? How does that happen? Well, first of all, if they are interested in trying our Vineyard Blend, the Berry Blend product, it's not Vineyard anymore, it's Berry. That's old school. I've been around a while too. Berry Blend product. If they order the berry capsules, they get the berry chewables for free, period. If they're a new berry capsule order, they get the chewables for free. Okay. So that's the first way. So that's a $30 value right there. Well, then if they're interested in sharing with other people and have a full meal deal experience, they're going to want to order the, the fruit, the vegetable, the omega, the complete, right? All those things as well. And so in doing that they're going to order $200 worth of product. And so they might as well consider becoming a partner with us as well, and becoming a partner, sharing with other people. When they sign up to become a partner and order $200 worth of product, it could be their own orders. It could be, family, friends orders that combine together to make that 200. However it happens, they get a bag of vanilla, a bag of chocolate, and a bag of Perform for free. That's $144. Okay, so you see how we're getting the $174 worth of free product. So they'll get all the shake mixes that we have, the complete and the Perform, the Berry Blend in a capsule and a chew, and then they're going to want to order the capsules or the chews and the fruit and the vegetable and the omega as well. So it's a great deal. It's only good till the last day of the month, till April 30th. So we've got 6 days to spread the word, get it out. So like Harley said, even if you just go, who's one person a day I want to share that with? Think of what that could do for them and their health, and for you and your business. And maybe you want to share more, but that's my challenge to all of us.
So you're actually going to lead with the conversation. How would you like $174 worth of free product?
Yeah,
Why not? That. Instead of saying, have you ever thought of partnering with me or blah, 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 you're leading with $174 worth of free product. Way to go, Holly. And you said something I'd never heard before. Full meal deal experience?
Yeah, I don't know. I say that sometimes.
Morris-ism? Is that a Hollyism?
It's a Hollyism. I don't know. Maybe I heard it from somewhere else one time. I don't know where I got it, but I like it, right?
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay.
Full meal deal.
Okay, we got a week. Okay, so when we come back next Monday night, we're going to want to know how many of you took advantage of this opportunity to bring new partners on board with $174 worth of free product. Thank you. All right. Dr. Joseph Prohl. Oh my word. Boy, I think he's the new voice of the medical community for sure. His program was riveting. So I've asked our own medical consultant, Amy Hopkins. Amy, come in. Would you give us just a few excerpts, just a little tidbit on how that might have moved you at conference?
Yeah, it was, I really appreciated what he brought. He brought it back alive again. And it was, that reminder that we are all metabolizing every single day, no matter who you are. And that is creating oxidative stress. And we have 14 studies that show right off the bat how Juice Plus reduces oxidative stress. I mean, we got to get brave and bold behind our science and be willing to lead with that as well. I really appreciate how he just socked it out of the park. He opened up with, by 2050, at the rate we're going, we're not going to be reproducing if we don't change our nutrition. He says, we have the highest maternal fetal death rate in the industrialized world. Juice Plus Quad is the prenatal choice. Period. Dot. End of story. No questions. Get brave. Share it. Do it. And 90% of autoimmune disease is in women, and it's only getting worse. Nutrition is never mentioned in all of this. We don't. It talks about all these other causes of it, but it doesn't talk about how nutrition can affect this. It's poor nutrition. End of story. The more fruits and vegetables you consume, the lower all-cause mortality. All causes. It affects your, it keeps you from dying from all of everything. Heart disease, cancer, stroke, dementia, Alzheimer's, which is now type 3 diabetes. We have 70% of Americans are relying on multivitamins, y'all. Like, we got to fix that problem right there. We don't have a vitamin deficiency. We have a nutritional deficiency. We have a fruit and vegetable deficiency. He said at the end, he, of course, quoted Dr. Du Bois, and I love his quote. I love that he says, there's nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus does. And he said, it's time to stop outsourcing our health to doctors and disease management that we call healthcare, right? And it's time that health is our responsibility, and it's time we take it back, and he just, all the way through his presentation, every time he brought something up, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, Amy, when he said we have to stop outsourcing, oh my gosh, that made my hair stand up. I didn't know that Jamie Barron was going to be able to join us tonight because she's sometimes in commute. Jamie, would you unmute yourself? Because talk about another, healthcare authority. Jamie.
Oh my goodness, my children are screaming in the background.
I always like to pick one person. Hot seat time. All right. So I know that you had to be impressed with Dr. Pearl, but I also know how excited you were about Healthy Living Affiliates and, home office giving us the green light. But just talk to me about what's your conference takeaways, your big ones.
Sorry, my kids are in the room, so please be quiet.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful. I'm stoked about Healthy Living Affiliates. I don't know how you describe it. I just introduced myself to Jeff. I was like, hey, I need to talk to you about this. This is awesome. Let's talk about it. So I did that. That was great. I thought that what Dr. Pohl shared was really powerful. I have a 13-month-old, so I'm still in the postpartum, and have a lot of friends that are going through that. And I work in healthcare. I do medical imaging, so I'm around a lot of people all the time that who don't need to take care of people, but we're in sick care. We're not really taking care of people. We're not really providing as much as we want to, as much as all of us have a heart to care for people. The system is just pretty broken. So it was really cool. It was really exciting to be around lots of people who are passionate about it. It's like hope for humanity, if you will. Like, gave me hope, like, okay, maybe it'll be okay. Because I mean, from a healthcare standpoint, the next 10 to 20 years look pretty dismal. When you work in healthcare, you're like, I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know how we're going to sustain what is happening. I don't know how like healthcare workers in general. It's kind of scary actually when you kind of start looking at it. But yeah, it was really an awesome. I kind of forgot what you even asked me, but it was an awesome experience. It was my first conference. I've been trying to go since spring of 2020, so finally made it happen. And even though I had to step away multiple times to go back to the hotel to pump, it was just a really great experience. And I really enjoyed being in that environment. So.
Oh, I loved having you there. And I know Steph did too. It was so much fun seeing you. I get to spend time with Jamie because she's one of my Oregonian babes. And I'll be back in Oregon the first week of June. So thank you. And thank you for Amy, those statistics from Dr. Proul. You know, one of my dearest friends, who was a partner of mine for years and years in the Juice Plus world, passed away, but she was writing a book at the time. And the title of her book, and remember, we're going to go back 25 years. The title of her book was The Next Endangered Species, The American Child. And there's Dr. Proul talking about fertility extinction by 2050? Okay, we have work to do. So we are going to wrap this up tonight with Stacy Whitmer. Okay, because she's like I said, she's my adopted daughter, my adopted Juice Plus daughter. And Stacy, talk to us about Charlotte and what the company did so that so many of us are already registered. And give us some marching orders into Charlotte. Oh, by the way, Stacy's going to come back some night and do her whole breakout for us. But tonight she is our Charlotte cheerleader. Pom-poms, everybody. Go, Stacey.
I should have gotten pom-poms for this. I didn't even think about it. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for adopting me, Terry. I'm forever grateful to be your adopted NMD. So we spent tonight talking about a lot of what was, right? How great conference was and what we're going to do to put it to work for our business now. And one of the ways that they got us really excited and locked in was looking forward at what's coming. And one of those things is Charlotte. So at conference, they said, hey, let's here's this QR code, grab this QR code. We have 24 hours for you to get a conference ticket for Charlotte for $75. They've never done anything like that before. And within 24 hours, I think it was in upwards of like 2,500 people that bought tickets. I know I had people coming out of the woodworks buying tickets that are going to be in Charlotte, right? And they've never done something like that before. And what does that mean, right? Let's think about it. Why does someone act quickly? Because there's a sense of urgency. We said, hey, 24 hours, and everyone's like, well, I don't want to not be the one to get a $75 ticket. So I'm going to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to go do that. So a lot of people did, almost 2,500 people did. And conference is far away. So here's what I'm going to tell you. This is probably one of the most powerful events that you can go to professionally and personally. You know, I talked a little bit about personal growth and personal development on when I did the learning labs this week. Personal development is what you learn. Personal growth is what you do with it. These conferences are your big rocks. This is where we get to be together to celebrate and to learn. This is where we stay close to the fire. The growth is what you choose to do with it after. So now we just talked about the growth that we had from the conference that just passed. Challenge yourself to put all that to work so that you show up to Charlotte in a whole different place and bring people with you. It's not just about it's about you showing up, because we expect that all 62 of you that are on this call are going to be in Charlotte. It's not just about being there. Who are you bringing with you? Who is going to say yes with you? Because then maybe our recap after Charlotte is going to be double this. Maybe there'll be 120, 150 people on this line, because that's the growth that event had on you, and you paid it forward and brought someone with you. This is what we do as professionals. You said yes to this as a business. Part of that yes is being involved in these kinds of events. So I challenge you to open up your calendar right now. You're going to block out that time right now. And in the comments, in the chat, I put the link. If you haven't gotten your ticket, go right now. What are we waiting for. That sense of urgency, if the company didn't create it for you, you create it for yourself. Because the thing is, you don't want to get close and say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's a big deal. The fire that everybody feels, it's palpable. This is what changes the game. It changes the mindset. It's where things shift. It's where things shift. So I challenge you to block out your big rocks. And this is a big rock. It's one of the biggest rocks. Plan around it. This is a choice. Saying yes to conference is a choice. But if you're here right now, there's no reason why you can't be there. This is where we get to be together, to celebrate, to learn, and to just be our best versions of ourselves coming out of it. It's such a powerful experience. And unless you physically have been there, you truly cannot understand the motivation, the power, the excitement. You can't explain it. So we just want all of you there, and we don't want you by yourselves. We want you with somebody else. Let's do this.
Wow. Whew. Stacy. All right, I may buy another ticket. Okay. Oh, it's wonderful. All right, guys, just FYI, so you'll know, Healthy Living Affiliates, we're moving into phase 2. We meet tomorrow night for the first time. We are excited. Sean Hopkins says, I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving forward. Keep sharing your ideas. We are jazzed about that. All right. And next Monday night, we're going to do a recap of the month. So let's finish strong, because I want to celebrate YOU, because you are unstoppable. Peace and blessings, everybody. Good night. Love you.
Good night, guys.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you,
Good night, everybody.
guys.
Take care.
Thank you.
Good
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank